Hi there, I'm Melanie, life coach. Let's talk about narcissism. There's a huge social media trend, and I think it's starting to become a little bit like bullying. I think we all have narcissistic traits, and I want to give my opinion as I'm flipping through the YouTube and I see narcissist, I'm a narcissist and a narcissistic personality disorder. And I think to myself, wow, there's a lot of really scary, abusive people out there. And I think it's almost like bullying. There are a lot of people in the world who have very difficult traumas that they've experienced in their childhood and in their lives and their relationships. And I think the majority, probably 80 to 90% of all narcissism is just becoming a label to describe hurt people that are hurting other people in order to try to heal. And I think if you want to look at it in a more objective and let's just say a higher vibration way, the people in your life that you have who do show narcissistic traits and narcissistic personality disorder or traits, if we look at them as being an abuser and we see ourselves as being a victim, we are buying into being the victim ourselves or being the narcissist who's abusing people. Either way, some people can identify their own narcissistic traits, because when we have a trauma or an emotional experience that's coming out in our lives, we have so many different factors where we're protecting ourselves. So as we protect ourselves from our feelings and our strong emotions and our nervous system, we are using manipulative and different factors that other people might experience as being narcissistic and egotistical and looking out for ourselves in that moment. Now, if someone is experiencing a difficult trauma, a lot of emotional detonators, and they're taking out that anger or hurt or fear on you, we can label the people in our lives as narcissists, and we can become a narcissist and a bully in the process. I think it's very important to be careful with labeling. We see somebody who's changing from the emotional body to the heart center to the emotional body, and let's just call those people bipolar. And let's call the people who are angry or a little bit nasty or mean or take out their stress, fear, frustration on us, let's call those people narcissists. But in labeling and name calling, we're only lowering ourselves to that level. And a lot of people as empaths are feeling like they need to be on the level of the vibrational frequency where the other person is at, and that's not the case. If you care about the people in your life and you love them and you can feel their pain, their traumas, and their difficult moments, I would suggest a different strategy. What would happen if someone comes to you with a sarcastic, hurtful, or mean comment to try to see if they can't take out some of their stress on you, and you came back at them with a higher vibration and frequency? What happens when they come at you with, yeah, well, you always do that, or any kind of abusive comment, even if it's a subtle abusive comment, and you come back with, oh, let me see if I can't, do better next time, and keep your self-esteem up. You're not just saying it to brush them off, and you're not being inauthentic either. Most people criticize or say things to us because they have a reason, and we can keep our loving space and high vibrational frequency. We're connected to the universe and to higher self and to higher energies, and our heart center is able to receive a comment, a criticism, a name calling, whatever it is that's happening, in such a way that we can hold the pain and the trauma for that other person, and be very careful about labeling people as narcissists, because people are humans and we all have narcissistic traits. And I don't like what I'm seeing when I see all these posts and this is narcissistic disorder and this is what you should do and this is how you can hurt a narcissistic person back, and this is how you get them to drop their supply, and it's just unbelievable. I don't agree with this strategy. I think it's important to identify if there are people in your life who are being abusive towards you, but if you don't drop down into their frequency and you don't dysregulate emotionally to empath them or to lower and be on the same frequency as they are, it doesn't matter what they're saying or doing or expressing. They are basically crying out for, I need help, I need love, I need attention, I need somewhere where I can dump some of my pain or my fear. And one of the best ways to heal and to grow as an empath or a sensitive person in a situation like that is to say, wow, I can stay on a higher frequency, I can stay connected to the earth and the universe and my higher self and my heart center, and I can help you. I can receive some of your pain. I can be a place where you can be safe and you can express from whatever situation or trauma or past pain experience you've had, and I can hold that space for you, and I can say, okay, I'll be a harbor of love, light, and patience. I won't judge, I won't criticize, but I can receive some of that energy for you. And the minute we start looking at people as abusers, as narcissists, and we start seeing ourselves as being abused and being victims, in that moment we're dropping ourselves to the same level and frequency that that person is in, because we're recognizing the darkness. It's like saying, okay, here we have God and the light, and here we have the devil and the darkness. And I think that's a very old concept of good and bad. I really believe we should be looking at it as, here is the light, here is the universe, and here is my heart center and my loving intention. And you are having a moment where you don't have enough light or enough love or enough connection with the universe. But it's a lack of love and light. It's not a evil darkness that you're expressing. So by saying it's an abuser, it's a narcissist, and this is how we should treat the person, I think we're also being abusers in a large degree. Now, obviously, we have to recognize that the level of somebody's need to express, to dump, and to get out all that fear and pain they have inside might come to a place where we can't handle it. And then we need to say, I'm going to give you some space and remove ourselves from the situation. But our challenge and our growth lesson and our amazing opportunity for evolution comes from this process of being able to say, I'm connected to light and love, and I want to give that energy to the people around me. And if in this moment you're having a moment where you don't feel good, you're afraid, or you have anger, or you have issues that you need to process, I can be here to help you manage that energy. And by being an example to that person who's having that moment, that very difficult emotional moment, you can show them how they can also stay connected. They won't stay connected the first time, probably not 10 times, probably not 100 times. but it's an amazing opportunity for our own growth and our own evolutionary process, that if we do find ourselves in a situation with someone that we care about and they are our friends, co-workers, partners, parents, or family members, and sometimes those people are people that you cannot remove from your life, and they're there for a reason. And the minute we identify that those people are there to give us this beautiful opportunity to grow, and we're there to give them an opportunity to heal, to release, and some of the lessons that I have learned in my life, I have had to do it literally hundreds of times in order to get to the place where I can release, where I can say, I figured it out now. And when I have that feeling, let's say it's jealousy. You get the feeling of jealousy and it just burns through your nervous system and your emotional body, and your mind just gets hooked right in. And in order to get a handle on those kind of emotional feelings, traumas, fears, really severe emotional feelings, sometimes you need to have the opportunity to live that feeling many, many times. And obviously we have to be able to recognize whether we're able to whether we're able to handle the emotional weight of the other person or not. Because if it is harming you, you do have to move away and get a perspective or regroup sometimes. But before we just judge and say narcissistic person, abuser, victim, empath, let's take a look at what kind of opportunity this person might be able to give us. And there is no greater way of growing and becoming at a higher evolutionary process in your own energy and your own life. Here. This is Oris here. He's having a video with us. Boy, time to let us go do our video. Let's send him off to play somewhere else. So anyways, this video, I'm sorry about the cat, but I do love him. He's so beautiful. Brings me a lot of peace and inspiration. So anyways, totally distracted me. There you are, Horus. You're gonna be the highlight of the video. Did you know that? Okay, so to make a long story short, be very careful about labeling. And also, you know, with comments about, oh, I think this person might be bipolar, or I think this person might be a psychopath, or I think this person might be a narcissist. And I really believe that most of us are human beings who are struggling in our lives with traumas and fears. And yes, there are people out there and they can be pretty dense in their energy, or a little bit even scary. But I think that if we are in a situation with a family member or someone in our lives who is in a situation like that, we can look at it as a huge opportunity for our own evolution and growth. And I hope that helps to give a little bit of an idea or perspective. But try it out and let's see where we can go from here to being more loving, tolerant, sharing our light and our love, more connected to the universe. And we are here also to help the people around us to grow and evolve. And as they grow and evolve, they are giving us the opportunity as well for our own evolution and growth. And this is where we have to recognize that maybe we're not victims and abusers. Maybe we're humans on a life path together, and this process is amazing. And if you do go through a traumatic experience with a narcissist. I'm not laughing. I just think that the minute you say it's an abuse, and the minute you call it a trauma, and the minute you say you're a victim, you become one. And I think that if you can say, I'm receiving a lot of dense, angry, or fearful energy from someone in their lives, and I'm working to become stronger and be a place where they can heal and I can hold space for them. If they're meant to be in your life, they'll be there, and if they're not, they will move away, and you will move on with a higher, much higher vibrational frequency, and you'll receive a gift from them for your own evolutionary process and your own strength of character, your ability to control your mind, your emotional body, and your ability to be a light or a beacon of love and protection for the other people that are here. Because at the end of the day, we're all one. And if we're all one and we're all connected, then anyone who's struggling is also me struggling and you struggling. So if you see someone afraid, if you see them angry, if you see them going through difficult traumatic situations, remember that it is you. It is part of you. It is part of the universe. And let's stop calling people such horrible things. I would imagine that there are actually very few actually clinically diagnosed narcissists, and the majority are people who have a heart and they've been hurt, and they need people who are empathic and sensitive and loving to hold space for them while they process that energy. And if they see that you're able to hold space and you're able to hold that pain for them and to help them, they will probably little by little stop taking it out on you in that way, because they will recognize that peace in you, and you'll give them an example of how to be emotionally mature and loving, truly loving for yourself and for everyone who's on this evolution process. Give it a try and let me know what you think. Have a great day.